Shall we play a game?
And kind of going back to that, when we were first starting to plan shows, I lived here my entire life, and even just going down to the event at Tech, forgive me, the name escapes me, the Business Expo.
Yeah.
I got a firsthand look at all the different nonprofits that are here in Russellville, and I mean, like I said, I lived here my entire life, and I saw things I've never even seen before. What are some other ones that you worked with?
I did a lot with River Valley Food for Kids. Actually, Rob McCormick, Kristen Foster, and I were the ones who originated Food Stock. And what Food Stock is a music festival for the last 3 years that has raised money for River Valley Food for Kids. Mm-hmm. And each time it raised over $10,000. Very excited about that.
That's incredible.
I believe it's Josh Dunbar who is now the director of River Valley Food for Kids. Yep. Still doing a great job. Great guy. These folks who work for nonprofits, by the way, they are not making just a ton of money. Remember, if you're full-time, you've got bills to pay too, and they are doing it much more because of the love of people than they are trying to create any kind of financial gain for themselves. Another great one is Main Street Russellville. While they are not necessarily they're a nonprofit who's doing something for the community. I mean, the preservation of the store downtown Russellville, the music downtown at sundown stuff that we get to do July 27th coming up with the Downhill Runners. Hey, that's a cheap plug, but I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
Main Street Russellville, by the way, we got a great show coming up in June. I believe it's June. It's it's right in there. Jamie Lou and the Hullabaloo coming in, and they're going to be playing with Holy Smokes. So. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, I've gotten the opportunity to work for several different nonprofits here in town. Not to mention Journey Church, by the way, which has done an incredible amount of work in the community. The stuff that they do for foster kids every single year, the backpack program that they have helped with, making sure that foster kids have Christmas presents and shoes every single year is phenomenal. I know that when you think of nonprofits, you don't necessarily think of churches, but that's what that is the role of the church. And I'll say this, and it will be somewhat controversial, but if the church is the church with the big C, the church collectively was doing everything that it could to combat homelessness and that kind of thing, then we wouldn't need nonprofits. So I'm thankful for the nonprofits that do exist who pick up the slack that we should have been picking up a long time ago.
Right, and that's what we're founded on. It's just, like I said, bringing up the people that do the amazing things here in town. Talking about Main Street Russellville and talking about their different things they do, I guess this is as good a time as any to let people know that next month, in the month of June, not quite sure on the date yet, we're hammering that out.
It is June.
It is June. I am so sorry. I meant July.
Oh, okay.
July, folks. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Our July show will actually be for benefiting Main Street Russellville, and we are super excited about that. We're going to have a rep on. We're going to play some games. We're going to talk about. We're going to get a first-hand view from them about what it is they do, and to kind of go along with that. The show that you guys are going to be playing at, the Runners, Game for Change ourselves, we're going to be there live on location. We're going to be taking some videos. We're going to be hanging out with some folks. And
I think Eldest is done.
I think
I can't get up right now. Oh,
you
you
might have killed him. Oh no, there he is.
He must have.
We're actually going to be there, and we're super excited to be part of it.
Well, and what Main Street Russellville has done for the depot, what they have done for historic downtown Russellville, everything that they contribute to the city, the downtown art walks, the Fall Fest, all these things happen because of because of people who donate their time, who donate their resources, who donate money to take care of these things. And so I'm just telling you, Main Street Russellville is one of those places that you want to be a part of. The people who say that there's not enough to do in Russellville, I will tell you this: there is more to do here than you would think. You just got to be involved.
So I'm going to shift things up just a little bit. You alluded to earlier, you're a married man now, you're a father now.
Mm-hmm.
How has having a young one in your life changed things for you?
It has revolutionized everything that I do and everything I think about. And that is not an exaggeration. There are more unicorns in my house right now than I would have ever dreamed that there would be.
Oh, that's false. We know you've had them for a long time.
And not as many, and that's the thing, is that there wasn't supposed to be that many. And Gold Dust wins. Gold Dust beat me. That's amazing.
I got him by a surprise right there. Caught him off guard.
And you guys completely in. You got the wife and the kid all at once.
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot of change at once.
Well, but it wasn't, because Adora is 7 now, and she's really not known a time without me around. So there wasn't a whole lot of big change for her, but them coming in and living all of us together, that's been different. I will tell you what is really different is sharing a bathroom. Mm-hmm. With a female as opposed to a male. When Joey and I were living with Corey, we had one bathroom that didn't have a real door on it. Really, to be honest with you, it's like what do you call those kinds of doors, Joey? I don't remember even what they call, like butterfly doors. Is that what you call them?
French.
No, they're not French doors. No, we did not have French doors in our man cave. That did not happen. Anyway, there wasn't like a locking door, and so our bathroom was also squeezed in between 2 bedrooms, so it was just an awkward setup. Sharing a bathroom.
Neither of them was your bedroom.
No, yeah, neither one of them. So I had to walk through either Joey or Corey's bedroom to get to the bathroom, which was never fun. But to tell you what the biggest change has been, I make decisions based entirely on if this is good for Adora, if this is good for Jamie. I base my entire life on that. And by the way, I'm happy to do it. I love it. I love the fact that we get to decide what our lives are going to be like. I love the fact that we have this opportunity to do life together. I love being a dad. It is the most rewarding thing that has ever happened to me. A lot of times people say this stuff and you kind of think it's cliche. The other night when I got home, I had pizza in my hand, and Adora comes up and she just hugs me and she says, "I love you and I miss you." Every bad thing that had happened to me that day was instantly gone. I couldn't even tell you what happened that day. That's the only thing I remember. That's the only thing I care about. Was that little girl's day made? Is she following after God? Is she learning how to serve? Is my wife taken care of? Are they learning to serve with us? Are we doing this as a family? That's my whole mindset. Whereas 5-10 years ago, my mindset would have been, where's my career going? I've done everything I want to do in my career. I've done everything I've wanted to do in television and radio. The only thing I want to do now, and I will tell you this, I told her this last night. When I was growing up, I said I wanted to be a husband and a dad. When I met Jamie and Adora, I wanted to be her husband and Adora's dad. And that's all I care about being. That's all I care about being. And if I can do that right, if I do that the right way, then that's the legacy I hope I live. So that's how it changed me. Everything is about them, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's beautiful.
And to be honest with you, I relate with you a lot to that. And granted, not everyone knows our situation, but I had Jay at a really young age, and I went through that phase of chasing the career and things like that. And it wasn't just about a year and a half ago that I decided that wasn't the way I wanted to live my life. And I switched over to what I'm doing now and what we're doing here. And it's when you get your mindset on the things you're supposed to be doing, everything else just falls into place.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, we are not here to live for ourselves.
Right.
We're not. Game for Change is I hope if anybody remembers anything that I say from this episode tonight, it's 2 things. My legacy is my wife and my family. Number 1. No, that's number 2. My legacy is who God is through me. Number 2 is my wife and my family. And number 3, your life is not about you.
Right.
It's just not. If and when I run for office again, I can tell you why I would run. It's for those people who are working 40, 50, and 60 hours every single week who cannot make their monthly bills. It's for the people who are, it's for the grandparents who are raising their kids because they were addicts and they need help, but they can't find the help that they need, and now the grandparents are having a hard time trying to find what it is that they need as far as resources to take care of the kids. You live to serve other people, and if you live to serve other people, you will find more fulfillment in that than anything else that you've ever done. Here comes WWE champion AJ Styles, by the way.
Huge fan. We actually saw him together.
We did. You and me and Dylan Riley, another downhill runner, July 27th, downtown at sundown. Jacoby Huddleston is the last one, by the way. We actually helped change Dylan's headlight in the parking lot of your apartment complex with your dog Scotch. So there's that for you to remember. Well, you got WWE champion AJ Styles, who has been an independent sensation across the world. I love AJ Styles. The Miz is insufferable in so many ways. It's got to be AJ. Got to be AJ here. Who's playing, by the way? Oh, it's Joey and Matt. Okay, so which one of you is AJ? Joey is the Miz. Okay. I'm AJ. Oh, you're AJ.
I'm going with AJ Styles.
Wait, you're the Miz, and
I'm awesome.
And you slammed your head into the turnbuckle. That was excellent timing for that. AJ needs to take the vest off right now. You don't really have the mobility. Well, the Miz is going to try to drop an elbow in his back. By the way, real talk. The Miz made his television debut with The Real World.
He did. Mm-hmm.
He was a Real World MTV star. Did you know that, Joey? That the Miz was in The Real World?
No way. I almost auditioned for The Real World once.
Yeah, so you auditioned for American Idol?
Oh, let's not talk about that.
We are 100% about to talk about that.
Okay, let me put my journalist hat on for a minute. Do you mind? Alan, what year did you audition for American Idol? 2007. 2007, okay, and you were how old?
8. 2008.
Oh, 20.
You were 20, okay. And where did you go to audition?
Dallas.
Dallas. So were you living near Dallas at the time?
No, I was living right here.
Okay, so you made a trip to go to Dallas to audition for American Idol?
I made a special trip, a cousin's trip, to support our cousin while she tried out for American Idol.
But then also auditioned for American Idol?
And somehow I ended up auditioning.
Okay, so this is a fascinating story for me. So tell me, in the process of deciding to audition for American Idol, what thoughts were going through your mind? You're standing there in line and going, I got nothing else to do, or what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I have nothing else to do.
In the song selection, what was your process for singing the song that you sang?
Well, there's very few songs I know by heart, and this was one of them. So I ran.
And what song was that, by the way?
It was "Life's a Dance" by John Michael Montgomery.
Okay, so life's a dance you learn as you go. Yeah, sometimes you lead and sometimes you follow.
That's the one.
And don't worry about what you don't know.
Yeah. Life's a dance you learn as you go.
And how'd the audition go?
It did not go well at all.
Okay, so why? Why didn't it go well?
Well,
they laughed at him.
Okay, that's not 100%. They might have grinned a lot.
So when you say they grinned, define grin.
Well, I had my head down. But in the pictures, you can see a grin.
So were you, when you go through this process, do you go through the actual judges or do you go through a screening? Because I imagine you've got to go through a screening.
You go through a screening. There were
multiple screenings.
How many people? But that reassured it.
Right now we can talk about this humiliating moment for The Miz, who just got pummeled by AJ Styles, for defending WWE champion, who's now just going to bend his head and hopefully till he pees. That's what happens, if you crank your head too much.
I'm just waiting on one of them to pick the belt up.
Well, nobody has so far. Miz with a fake punch to the and now he got to my eyeball. He hit him so hard I couldn't speak.
But the vest is finally off. That is the important thing.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at Miz right now, you're seeing him crank that arm like the Soldier Boy, trying to get up there. As Alan is writing down, and that's great audio, folks. That's great radio for you. The Miz once again having his arm bent. I do have a special Game for Change exclusive. If you would like a Game for Change exclusive, something that nobody knows.
We're listening.
I am proud to announce that I am now collaborating with About Magazine, and I will be writing some stuff for About here pretty soon. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
That's awesome.
So while I cannot tell you yes or no if I'm running for office, although I'll let you make your own assumptions about that, can tell you that I'm got the opportunity to be more involved in the River Valley, and I love that. Love the opportunity to do it.